You've seen people online do unpopular opinions with reels and things like that. So I want us to talk about unpopular opinions. Things that maybe you see are extremely popular in pop culture, music, fashion, things that are trending, and you're like, oh my God, am I the only one that does not agree with everyone on that? And either maybe you love something everyone hates or you hate something everyone loves. So we'll start off with a big one because I feel like I'm going to get flack for this.
Do it. I'm all for
and
that.
I'm just gonna start right off with a bang and take the flack. But I want to start with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Do you know much about Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me begin by saying I feel that Taylor Swift is talented. I think she clearly knows what she's doing. She's a bazillionaire now. She's very successful. Look what she's done for the NFL. Taylor's a good singer. I like her music. I am not ragging on Taylor Swift. She had a new album, Tortured Poets Department, recently has come out. Already broke records like within seconds of being released. Everybody was excited. I've not sat and fully listened to this album. But from what I've heard, have you heard any of it?
No.
Okay, so I've really only heard like a couple that they put on the radio right away. I don't know if maybe I just don't resonate with where she was mentally when she wrote that. A lot of people do. A lot of people are like crazy about the lyrics. Some people were even up in arms because she swears on this album. And so, you know, smaller Swifties, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's swearing in front of people. I don't care if she swears. I almost feel like a lot of her music sounds the same. I feel like it just sort of blends into the background. There's like 2 or 3 maybe fun hits that if it comes on, I'm singing along or I'm bopping my head. But the majority of the rest is just like background music to me. And in comparison is around the same time, you may have heard about Beyonce's new album. Have you heard any of that? So everybody's up in arms. Beyonce was making a country album. I don't know if that's what it's actually supposed to be or not. Beyonce's like, it's not country, it's Beyonce. But she basically marketed it as a country album. Again, I've not sat and listened to the whole thing, but from what I've heard, this album got a lot of flack. At least from what I've seen on social media, it was not popular. It was not well received. There were rumors that like her husband Jay-Z even had to like pay radio stations to play it, and I don't know if that's true or not. From what I've heard of Beyonce's album, I like it better than Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift.
See, I think at a certain point in a career of an actor or a musician that you go from talent to brand, right?
Yeah.
And like Taylor could come out with Tay-Tay's turd sandwiches, and they would be the #1 sandwich ordered in restaurants.
Yeah.
Because it's really not about the end product if you attach it to her name. That's why you can have Liam Neeson and put him in the worst written movie ever, and it would be box office whatever, because the loyalty to that brand from the people who assume that it's going to be a certain type of thing if they go and watch it, and they suspend sort of their critique of it. Where you could take a more talented band or a more talented actor, put them side by side, and Tay-Tay and Liam's are going to win every single time because of that brand awareness. So I don't think it's even fair at that point to listen through the spectrum of whether or not it's good or anything, because you didn't really buy it because it was good. If you were on the pursuit of good music, you wouldn't have arrived at Taylor or Liam.
Yeah, like there's not a doubt, I don't think in anyone's mind, that Taylor Swift's next album was going to be huge regardless of what it sounded like.
100%.
People are going to be like, it's Taylor Swift, she's a powerhouse, and
I think they
she
should
touches
trial it.
gold.
I think they should whisper in your ear, Taylor, what I want you to do is I want you to take professional curling as your new favorite sport. And I want you to watch how professional curling takes root and becomes the #1 American pastime, global pastime.
She could
just
absolutely
to see
do it. Absolutely.
She can lend her brand into anything.
And the following is so insane that if anyone does speak out or say, you know, I don't like this because of whatever Taylor did with it, like those people get death threats. That's how much she has affected the masses. She's become very powerful.
I want you to make a guess at this.
Okay.
All right. So next month you hear that Taylor Swift is running for president.
Oh my gosh.
What odds do you think that Taylor Swift would be our next president?
I would bet. I would put money that she would be. I would.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
All I got to say.
But again, so I would be really interested in hearing from people that are not just diehard Swifties, but just anyone that is an objective listener to listen to her work and say, what do you think about this, honestly?
See, I want to see academics, people who study music for a living, composition, and know what makes good for good music.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see that critique
Yeah.
of her music to see how bad she follows with standards.
And same with the Beyonce album. I mean, I've heard so many people that just hate it. They put her first single out on the radio, and everybody jokes about turning it right off right away. Is it country? I don't think so. I would not call it country. But whatever it is, I mean, it got my toe tapping. I was like, okay, I can dance to this. And I actually found myself enjoying it more than, when Taylor Swift's newest singles were on the radio. I was just like, turn it on to something else. Like, I feel like that's an unpopular opinion. Yeah.
And that's what's tough about her position is that, it has rocket ship ascension and it has terrible decline. Like when she falls, when the brand is dead, when the Swifties have all, become adults and with more connoisseur tastes, that's going to be a hard one because it was never really about her ability and talent. And if she had some, right, because I can't judge one way or another because I can't play a lick of music. And if she had some, she was never revered because of it.
We're gonna listen to the album, and you're gonna judge.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to fashion.
Okay.
Clothing.
Okay.
Anything that you like, men or women, that you've seen people doing lately. Something you like that other people don't. Something you hate.
This is the worst Joe conversation ever. I was looking at a photo album of myself from 2009. And I happen to be wearing the same shirt that I was in the photo album from 20 years ago.
I've done that. Maybe not 20 years ago, but...
But it's what 20 years. I'm like, yeah, you really don't care about fashion. Now, do I think like outlandish and like call to attention and being too revealing? I'm not really a prude. Express yourself however you want. I really don't care.
What about... I saw something recently. I don't know if this is new or... God, I hope it's died off since I saw it. Men wearing dress clothes without socks. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Would you do that?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No.
Why? Like nice shoes, slacks, no socks. That's so weird to me. Extremely high-waisted is in now. Like, they used to call them mom jeans. Extremely high-waisted, I'm not a fan of. And I feel like women are doing that a lot now. Do men have a preference with that? Like, do you ever see someone in, like, their pants up to here and you're like, yes, that's hot. That's what women should be doing.
Probably not. Probably not. But I don't know. I've never really asked my brain like what would be or not be appealing.
This is going to stand out to you now when you start.
It will.
Seeing
Yeah, I'm going to start looking around for mom
Yes.
jeans and whatever. But I'm more of a pragmatist when it comes to like men's sweaty, smelly feet. Right.
Yeah.
The use of socks is a
Oh,
cotton
God.
absorption, non-smelling thing. So think of how bad those shoes must smell.
Yes. And then, like, what state are your feet in? I mean, don't they rub? Don't you get blisters? And then
Well, we've all run out of the mailbox with just shoes on without socks, and
Yeah.
it feels gross even to freaking do it. Yeah, not a fan of the sockless
not a
thing.
fan. Not a fan at all. I don't like that. What's another thing? How about all the injections people are doing now? The false
It's funny.
lashes, the Botox, the
It's
lip
so
filler.
funny. It really is. Because like I have a couple of friends who've experimented in this department, and like the whole world is just kind of watching you explore yourself. But it's so crazy. Like it's not complimentary. We kind of know what you're doing, and just give into it. If it makes you feel better, so be it. But it's not great from the viewer's perspective.
Especially, like you said, I could see if somebody really disliked something about their look and they, I don't know, got an injection, got a filler, got something, and they instantly felt good, power
So
to you.
be it.
Whatever works. But I also know a lot of women that do that for men, to appeal to men. Do men look at that and in any way like
No,
it?
they are doing it
The
for other
lips, the
women,
eyelashes.
not men. Other women. It
Have
is
you
not-
ever seen
men
a
don't
woman and
care.
you're like, that's an attractive woman with lashes this long and lips this big, and she can't move her face, or maybe
No,
it's
remember,
pulled real
men are
tight.
simple. We're like, is there a bee around the area, and did she get stung in the lip? Like, it's a cause for concern more than anything else. But
Yeah.
yes, men do not care about the things that women think they care about. They really don't.
So what are some things men do that they think is appealing to women?
I would say like the really only thing that pops into my brain is like the business class, the looking successful, the looking above your pay grade kind of things.
Yeah.
Just in hopes to impress or be different. The outlandish stuff always I'm very interested in. When people go to the absurd level, I used to call it the Britney Spears effect. Like when Britney was cute little 18-year-old girl and then she needed people to pay attention to her, and all of a sudden her dresses got shorter and her bosom got more
She was, like,
exposed,
sexy
and she had to
Britney.
have to keep ratcheting it up to get the same amount of attention that she did previously. And then we got to one music video where she was just nude, right? that is the pinnacle of
And
where
then
it
everyone's
goes.
like, what happened?
And then
What happened to Britney?
and then she rips off her skin and walks around with a butcher knife, and like she can't go any further than that. And so that's why I see
Yeah.
it. Like I think our expressions get so outlandish where you get the shock value and then it doesn't do it and it kind of keep ratcheting out.
Yeah. My thing is, if I could give men advice, I feel like the equivalent of the Botox and the injections and the lashes for women, the equivalent to that for men is the holding on to hair for dear life. And when men are clearly losing their hair and they try to hold on
I feel
to
attacked. I feel,
Listen.
I feel
this is
targeted.
not a personal attack, but I feel like you can weigh in on this for some
Why?
reason.
What?
I just, being a man,
Okay.
I feel like you.
And what's the other
might have
qualification for
experience.
this?
I mean, being a man, you might have some experience with this. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Go
let's
ahead.
say, have you seen like men that maybe there's just like a little bit and they do the comb over,
right?
or like plugs and things of that nature. I so badly want to be like, just let it go. Just let it go. I feel like, and I'm not speaking for all women, but I'm going to speak for all women. I feel like we would be like, I would rather see a bald man. Look at like Bruce Willis. Look at Vin Diesel. Look at, who's the guy? He was in a lot of, Jason Statham, The Rock. All these people, I think any woman would tell you 100% attractive. Just let the hair go. It's so much better than trying to hold on to it. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I started shaving my head when I was 16 years old.
Oh, really?
And so
shaving bald at that age?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it. And most of my family was, receding hairlines and whatever, and I didn't think it was I didn't think it looked very good. So I was like, you know what, the minute that I get a sense that it's going, it's
Yeah.
gone, like in a heartbeat, because I don't want to look in the mirror every day and just see age and whatever, and it looks terrible. So when it's going, but then I started flirting with it early on, even before it started going, and I was just like, yep, that's me. That's where my identity. But I agree that there's some people who do try to hold on to it, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just like, I'm me, and it is how I am. I got my family. I'm not looking to impress anybody, so screw off everybody who thinks any different.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
respect for that, though.
Yeah. I mean, and I've even seen people like happy couples where they're still sort of trying this desperate grasp on youth, I guess it is why some people do things. And again, I'm not saying I don't. I color my hair. I wear makeup. I do things that try to, make me look better, younger. But to what extremes people take it is like, why? My goal is to never inject anything into my face. One, I'm just scared to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to put a needle into my face if I don't have to. But two is the meaning behind it. Again, like, are you honestly doing it because it makes you feel good, you like it, or are you doing it to appease others or look better, look this ideal of beauty that is popular now, so to speak? Are you doing it to keep up with that?
I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because I think historically, really death plagues us mentally. And we've had so many civilizations go after the fountain of youth to stave off death.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's something that I just want to be youthful for the appeal of the other gender. Maybe it's that we're so fearful of dying that we want to preserve our youth as long as possible, and whatever. So if it's the respect that you're scared of death and you're pursuing that, like think of 50-year-old guys who get that part of their life where they start pursuing younger and younger women
Yeah.
and buy the Corvette and whatever. I think that has more to do with they're like seeing that they're on the back nine, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, I'm going out anyway, and I've lost the reservations about pursuing whatever. And it's like, F it, I'm doing this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I think women, different psychology on that. I do
Uh-huh.
think that women always feel that they're being judged in front
Oh,
of
for sure.
men and other women.
For
and I think
sure.
to take yourselves out of the crosshairs, I think you do a lot to just stay under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. So you're saying don't try to keep up. In fact, just sort of try to stay from it, so
Absolutely.
to speak. Yeah, I do think women, for sure, there's a double standard when it comes to aging men and women. Like men get distinguished and handsome, and women get old. Or, you probably don't watch Sex and the City or the new series and Just Like That. But when And Just Like That came out, the internet was just full of comments about how the actresses have aged. And that's it. Like, you would have to search to see if the show was any good, how the storyline or the writing was, but everywhere you looked, it was Sarah Jessica Parker's hair or face, or Kristen Davis's Botox or whatever. It's always about the looks for the women and trying to stay youthful. And I do think, as a society in general, we do that bad to women, but not men. Why is that?
Because we are a very primitive species, and our genders have very defined purposes, and all of our biology serves that one primitive purpose. And so it's not a surprise of what our biology does to us and makes us say, and our, snap judgments about other people. You just can't deny it. As sophisticated as we think we are, we're just freaking apes. Like, we're really, really
We
developed
are.
apes.
We are. And we are, I think, just visual people, too. I mean, anybody, man or woman, is going to look at someone attractive and instantly feel differently about them than someone that they think is unattractive. And now everyone's just trying to be that standard, I guess. Any other unpopular opinions you have?
Every one of my opinions are unpopular. So
Every one of them.
every one of
Every
them.
stinking one of them.